dating a narcissist. It's like she said a couple of episodes ago, for Ocean's sake, I am not going to reveal like all the dirty secrets, aside from her ring being fake, which obviously made news. But I'm like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck that you loved the orcas, 5 years ago, and you would, be on the Santa Monica Pier protesting "Don't cage them." I don't fucking care. Like, she loves animals. She tried to interview someone. You're an incredible interviewer. I feel like after all these years, I've gotten much better. Like, I'm a good interviewer. It's hard to be a good interviewer. The interviews are so boring. They're so boring on the show. Like, I like her. And I'm like, you could, and she's like, I'm doing this for women. I'm helping women. But it's like, unless you tell us the nitty gritty, you're not helping us really. Okay. Thoughts and scene.
Well, first I was going to say Lala's podcast, since the exit of Randall, it was always decent, but like highly rated. It is literally on the top of
the chart. I know.
Like non-stop.
Because we're waiting for her to talk shit about Randall.
You know what it is? I'm supposed to like just be so unbiased. And every now and then it's just like, Lala is such a good interview when she's on my show.
I know.
I really believe Lala doesn't look for a headline, doesn't give you canned answers. Like, you ask her a question, she gives you an honest answer. And it's like, just like having a real conversation that like, I love Lala. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't believe she's sitting there on her show angling for anything. But I do agree with you. But at the same time,
I know
why? Because she's already in the top. Do you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't need, like, why not save Randall till your show plummets? If that ever happens.
Okay.
Like,
that's a good way to think about it. I didn't think about that.
The show is really highly ranked, like really.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I don't know. I'm kind of, and I like her a lot too. Like, I like her a lot. It sounds like Randall, but so I don't want to be like, I dislike her. I'm trying so hard to get into this show. And I'm like, I can't. The interviews, I just know.
It's not
like,
for you.
It's not. I get why people.
Well, hey, guess what? Now that we're on this podcast thing, I just got some other ideas for you. We can review Sheena Shea's podcast. We can review Katie Maloney's podcast. Oh, look at your eyes.
Everybody. Robin
we can
Dixon,
review
Giselle's.
Which we talked about a little before, but we can review MJ and Tommy's. We can review Gigi's from Shot. Guys, oh my God.
Oh, we can do them all.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. You have interviewed, obviously, Lala and Randall both. Okay. Did you get the sense that Randall was phony or a con artist when you interviewed him?
Oh my God. This is going to be the number one show at that. I have more tea. Oh my God. This is
Yes.
Here's the thing. I loved Randall during my interview.
That was a really good interview, by the way. That was like, that was one of the moments I got hooked on you. I thought you did such a fantastic job interviewing him.
And I loved Randall after. Here's a long story. I'm going to make a long story short. Randall is consumed about his public image. I mean, I think this must be killing him because there's somebody else I had on my show. Okay. Let's just fast forward. Had nothing to do with Randall. This person was tied to Randall in a sense. And in the show notes, I put something like, we also talk about Randall and Lala. Let's just put that out there. This person allegedly is owed money by Randall. It's not Dana Wilkie. That's something whole different. She's talking. Yes. It was something else. So
okay,
this show came out and we said nothing. I didn't ask this person about any of this. We just, in a positive note, talked about Randall. So my phone rings and it's Randall. Like, Randall calls. It's Randall. And he tried to say something about this person, that she was mad at me, that the episode was out so much after we recorded it. And could I take it down? Okay. Just follow this logic. This is going to be like this person was getting worldwide global press from being on my show. So her and it was a her, were DMing and texting like, oh my God, I just got you in this magazine. This guy. So Randall underestimated, like Randall kind of called me as like, you're like a low life podcaster and you're not friends with anyone. He didn't realize that me and this person whose show was out were like texting every hour, like, oh my God, you just got paid $6. You see what I'm saying? We were in constant contact. So if I wasn't in contact and when the phone rang and it was Randall and he's like, so-and-so is mad at you because like, this is out like 3 months after you recorded it. It's just because he saw his name there. You see what I'm saying? Thought I said, we said, oh, well, Randall owes you. We said none of that. So when he called me, I was like, what are you talking about? And then the more he talked, I was like, oh shit. And I was embarrassed because I was like, I just got off the phone with her. She's not fucking mad about anything. Like, this is a lie. Because you want me to take this down because you see your name in the show notes and you think we talked about how you owe this person money and trashed you. And then I said, like, we said nothing but great things, which is true. But regardless, I ain't taking I don't take a show down. Like, I don't work for nobody over here. But I felt bad that I was being presented with a lie. I literally like cringed, like, like, you're lying to me. And you see what I'm saying? Like, imagine if he said like, Tom Schwartz is mad at you or whatever. Mind you, I don't fucking care if any of it's, but I know it's not true because I just spoke to this person at 9 a.m., 9:15, 9:20. This person is not mad. And then I said to this person, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, oh yeah, Randall called me. And I was like, I had no idea what he was talking about. I was like, let me tell you what he's calling about. And he thought you said this and nothing's coming down. And so I just felt like weird of like, oh my God, you're lying to me to try to get me to do something. I would have respected if you called and just said like, what's up? And nothing was bad was said. So that's where I saw a little bit of like, oh man, aren't you shady?
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
That's all. Well, see, listen, we're breaking tea here, guys.
I love that. That gives me context. And like I said, I really like Lala. And to your point, she doesn't need any additional ratings. That's why I tune into people, really. Like you're so good at reality. I want to know more about Vanderpump Rules. I don't care about the orcas. I don't care about the narcissistic. She just recently had on like a narcissistic expert. I'm like, I don't fucking care. And she's like, nobody talks about this. Really, if you Google like narcissists on podcasts,
I had a narcissist on my podcast. It's on the Patreon. Is Jax a podcast? Is Jax a narcissist? Whatever. We went down the list. But let me just tell you, this is just why I'm so like, look. No criticism to anyone. Like, I think lots of people cheat every day. And if you stay with someone who cheats, I am not judging you because none of us could say what we would do if we were in a long-term relationship, especially if you have a child with that person. If someone cheats on you, I think if you stay, you have to really, I don't think you could have it both ways. You can't be passive aggressive. So you either fucking work your shit out and stay like Tori did, even though now Tori and Dean are about to fucking explode. You either stay and you get over it and you work it out,